After Qing Lin used his sealing technique to suppress her, Chu Yao, the tattoo clan's holy ancestor, was dragged back into the celestial burial vortex by countless soul chains. Although the tattoo between her eyebrows repeatedly shattered the chains, every broken chain immediately transformed into souls that were absorbed by the vortex, which then created new chains to continue pulling her back. Having been imprisoned for countless years and weakened beyond recovery, she realized she could no longer escape, especially with Qing Lin's divine sense avatar standing before her. Filled with grief and hatred, Chu Yao accused Qing Lin of betraying both her and the tattoo clan. She revealed that after the tattoo clan offended the Supreme, they fled into the sealed realm to escape destruction. The war against the celestial realm began only because the Celestials coveted the tattoo clan's source origin energy and holy bottle. During that war, countless tattoo clan experts were killed. Although casualties were expected in war, Qing Lin, one of the 4 celestial emperors, deceived her by promising to make her his celestial cave concubine. Believing his promises, she betrayed her own clan in exchange for a homeland for her people within the sealed realm. When Qing Lin said he admired her eyes, she willingly gouged them out and gave them to him. Those inherited eyes contained a trace of primordial energy accumulated through countless generations of tattoo clan ancestors. She obeyed all of Qing Lin's requests, even allowing herself to be sealed within the celestial burial pool to suppress its endless souls because she loved him. Chu Yao revealed that Qing Lin had promised the tattoo clan a realm to live in and vowed to one day take them out of the sealed realm. Trusting him completely, she willingly remained imprisoned. Only after sensing a surviving clansman and leaving the seal at great cost did she discover the truth. Her people had never received their promised homeland and instead had become slaves to the celestial realm. She realized that the slave seal binding her clan for generations had been created using the primordial energy extracted from her own eyes. Qing Lin had infused countless slave seals into that power, forcing the tattoo clan to remain eternal servants of the Celestials. Overwhelmed by despair and resentment, she challenged Qing Lin to appear before her if he was truly still alive. As she was dragged deeper into the celestial burial pool, Chu Yao tore the life tattoo from between her eyebrows despite the unbearable pain. She threw it toward Tashan, where it merged into the center of his forehead. Although Tashan still did not fully understand everything, he inherited the tattoo clan's life tattoo. Growing weaker, Chu Yao then thanked Wang Lin for helping her people. She stabbed her empty eye sockets, extracted the green energy within them, and threw it toward Wang Lin. The energy transformed into 2 green rays that merged into one before entering him. She informed Wang Lin that besides the life tattoo, the tattoo clan's greatest inheritance was the withered tattoo spell, a secret art that had once made the clan famous throughout the outer realm. Since Wang Lin had aided the tattoo clan, she entrusted him with its inheritance and instructed him to seek the help of her descendants to unlock the true power of tattoos. Holding the green light, Wang Lin immediately understood that mastering the withered tattoo required cooperation with the tattoo clan, binding his future to theirs. Remembering the yellow talisman capable of sealing origin energy in the all-heaven star system, he suspected that the withered tattoo possessed extraordinary power. Just as the celestial burial pool was about to disappear, Chu Yao suddenly burst back out of the vortex, declaring that she would never forgive Qing Lin even in death. She revealed that after countless years suppressing the souls, she had become one with the celestial burial pool itself. Since neither the souls nor Qing Lin would allow her to leave, she chose mutual destruction. The countless imprisoned souls began collapsing instead of escaping, releasing unimaginable destructive power into the vortex. The celestial burial pool itself started to collapse, transforming into an enormous whirlwind capable of destroying everything in its path. Seeing the catastrophe unfold, Master Void immediately fled with the beautiful middle-aged woman and the young girl believed to be the brilliant Void Saintess. The All-Seer and the remaining cultivators also scattered in every direction. The gigantic whirlwind tore through space, shattering not only the surrounding void but also the cave's boundary sealed by the scattered devil. Amid endless screams of resentment, the true celestial burial pool emerged, a 100-foot wide black pool filled with black blood, carved with countless ferocious beasts and tortured faces, yet emitting pure celestial spiritual energy instead of demonic energy. The appearance of the celestial burial pool caused enormous changes throughout the celestial spirit heaven realm. Thunder roared across the former demon spirit land. while the massive vortex above the East Demon Spirit Sea expanded violently and devoured vast amounts of origin energy. Cultivators caught near it were instantly destroyed, with even their origin souls unable to escape. This terrifying phenomenon alarmed countless powerful cultivators. Before anyone could react further, cracks rapidly spread across the celestial burial pool. It completely shattered, annihilating every soul within it and releasing an unimaginable wave of destructive force. Qing Lin's avatar did not resist. Instead, he calmly closed his eyes and transformed into a speck of light that vanished just before the destructive energy engulfed everything. The explosion completely destroyed the scattered devil's seal and revealed the cave's true form. The overwhelming shockwave scattered every cultivator throughout the cave. Master Void was seriously injured, crashed into a restriction, and disappeared. The beautiful middle-aged woman and the girl each activated different restrictions and vanished. The All-Seer deliberately retreated into a distant pavilion, entered another restriction, and disappeared as well. Wang Lin suffered severe injuries as the shockwave nearly shattered every bone in his body. Coughing blood, he landed among flowers and accidentally activated a restriction that began teleporting him away. At that very moment, a ray of light shot out from the vortex, breaking through every restriction in its path before reaching Wang Lin. The light entered his storage bag and headed directly toward the yellow crystal previously given to him by the mysterious man in the hall. Just before disappearing, Wang Lin recognized the figure inside the light. It was Qing Lin's avatar. The destruction of the celestial burial pool shook the entire Celestial Emperor cave, activating countless restrictions and randomly teleporting everyone to different locations. By coincidence, the scar-covered woman shrouded in demonic energy landed near Wang Lin after the explosion. She triggered the same restriction and was teleported to the same destination as him. After a long time, the destructive storm subsided. The celestial burial pool had been completely destroyed, its fragments scattered throughout various restrictions, leaving only a cold, bottomless pit behind. Eventually, the big-headed cultivator climbed out of the pit, followed by the 3 Chen brothers and the remaining survivors. One female disciple had perished. An elder son had lost his star-marked sable. But everyone else survived. As they silently examined the devastated surroundings, fear filled their hearts. Unnoticed by everyone, the missing star-marked sable suddenly flashed through the air at incredible speed, guided by a mysterious aura deep within the pit that drove it nearly mad with desire. It rushed directly toward the depths below. In the depths of the universe, beyond the brilliant nebulae, countless meteorites, and endless dust, there existed microscopic dust particles so tiny that even Nirvana Shatterer cultivators could not detect them with their divine sense. Hidden within these particles were entire worlds, including the Demon Spirit Land, the former Celestial Spirit Heaven Realm, and Celestial Emperor Qing Lin's cave. Aside from the unimaginably distant East Demon Spirit Sea, there was no other entrance to these realms. At the center of Qing Lin's cave stood a majestic purple palace containing 99 life candles arranged in a formation. 64 had already been extinguished, leaving only 35 flickering within the silent hall, where nothing remained except ashes scattered across the floor. Suddenly, an icy wind carrying countless flashing tattoo marks swept through the palace. 23 candles struggled to remain lit but were ultimately extinguished one after another. Their smoke briefly gathered into the shape of a sinister shadow that seemed to laugh silently before dissipating, leaving only 12 life candles still burning and plunging the hall into deeper darkness. At the exact moment those 23 candles went out, a mysterious man sitting upon a massive throne inside another hall identical to the first violently trembled. Covered in black mist, he coughed up black blood while blood flowed from his eyes, ears, nose, and mouth. This was the same mysterious man who had once gifted Wang Lin the yellow crystal. And the place was identical to the vision shown by Wang Lin's altered nether guide. Opening his clouded eyes, the man bitterly realized that 23 more of his life candles had been extinguished, leaving only 12. He sighed that even while dying, Chu Yao had still managed to inflict another devastating blow upon him. Recalling the past, Qing Lin explained that when the Tattoo clan first descended from the outer realm, they had sought an alliance, and he had personally opened a realm for them to settle. However, after they arrived, large numbers of Celestials mysteriously disappeared. Although all evidence pointed toward the Tattoo clan, Qing Lin refused to believe the accusations until he personally entered their realm and witnessed them harvesting celestial souls to activate their clan's holy tattoo. Their betrayal inevitably led to a catastrophic war between the Celestial Realm and the Tattoo Clan. The conflict exhausted the Celestial Realm's vitality to such an extent that it later lacked the strength to resist the great catastrophe that destroyed the Celestial Realm. Qing Lin further revealed that the collapse of the Celestial Realm itself had always been part of the Tattoo Clan's greater scheme. Qing Lin exposed Chu Yao's true identity, explaining that the Tattoo Clan holy ancestor was merely one of her avatars, while her true identity was the daughter of the Supreme from the Outer Realm. Her true mission had never been to form an alliance but to destroy every major force inside the sealed realm. She had become Qing Lin's celestial cave concubine and, after the flower imperial concubine discovered her secret, transformed her into a flower celestial, reducing her existence to that of a flower soul. Qing Lin personally witnessed this after becoming suspicious. Even after her plot was exposed, Chu Yao showed no remorse and instead urged Qing Lin to accompany her to the Outer Realm to become her father's disciple. Qing Lin rejected the offer without hesitation, declaring that as the Celestial Emperor, ruler of the Celestial Realm, and a native born within the sealed realm, he would never betray his homeland. He then revealed the greatest secret: the primordial force hidden within Chu Yao's eyes had been activated while she was with him. That primordial force was actually a destructive seed planted by her father, the Supreme, intended to spread throughout the sealed realm and exterminate every cultivator and countless mortals. Once the realm had become ruins, the invaders from the Outer Realm could freely search for the mysterious Heaven's Gate. To prevent this disaster, Qing Lin had personally gouged out Chu Yao's eyes. Although he knew the pain she suffered was immense, he believed it could never compare to the pain he himself endured. Unable to bring himself to kill the woman he loved, he instead sealed her within the celestial burial pool and announced to everyone that she had died. Carrying that burden ever since, Qing Lin declared that Chu Yao had no right to hate him. Even now, she had deliberately destroyed her own avatar to mislead the cultivators whom Qing Lin had lured into the cave while simultaneously using the destruction of that avatar to extinguish 23 of his remaining life candles, greatly shortening his life. He further explained that he had intentionally spared the remnants of the Tattoo Clan, not because he forgave them, but because he wanted them to exist forever as slaves of the Celestials, serving as an eternal warning to future generations of the terrible threat posed by invaders from the Outer Realm. As Qing Lin spoke, the black gas surrounding his body became increasingly dense and gathered between his eyebrows, attempting to break through and consume him. However, the light emitted by his remaining 12 life candles suppressed the black gas and prevented it from succeeding. Letting out a weary sigh, Qing Lin wondered if he still had enough time before slowly closing his eyes. Meanwhile, Wang Lin stood upon the surface of an endless blue ocean after activating the restriction hidden within the flowers. When he had first arrived, he vaguely noticed another person being teleported nearby, the woman enveloped in demonic energy, and instinctively sensed a familiar aura from her despite being unable to identify her. While contemplating her identity, Wang Lin's expression suddenly changed. Looking into the distance, he saw a gigantic tidal wave rising from the horizon like an immense wall stretching across the sea, rapidly advancing toward him with overwhelming momentum. Waves surged across the blue ocean as countless layers of water merged into a towering wall that spread toward Wang Lin like a blue line stretching across the horizon. The deafening roar of the waves shook the air and made anyone before them feel insignificant. Wang Lin watched the approaching wave with a serious expression while retreating across the sea. He realized that he had originally entered only a flower field and triggered a restriction, so he should not have appeared in an ocean. He also knew that the collapse of the celestial burial pool had severely injured both his body and origin soul, making immediate recovery essential. Since this strange sea was part of a restriction, he concluded that even greater dangers would certainly follow. As the giant wave rose higher and crashed toward him, Wang Lin suddenly stepped into the water and rapidly sank beneath the surface like a heavy piece of metal. The massive waves smashed into the ocean above him, releasing powerful vibrations that generated countless more waves. But Wang Lin avoided the shockwaves by continuing his descent toward the seabed. While sinking deeper, Wang Lin gradually noticed something strange. Throughout his descent, he had not seen a single living creature, which made him suspect this was not a real ocean. He stopped, formed a hand seal, and created a large vortex that expanded into a 100-foot wide bubble, pushing away the surrounding water. Inside the bubble, he drew in a fist-sized ball of water, examined it closely, smelled it, and discovered it lacked the scent of seawater. After tasting it, he confirmed it was not seawater at all and crushed the ball in his hand. Drawing upon his long familiarity with the dew produced by the heaven-defying bead during his early cultivation, Wang Lin recognized that the entire ocean was actually a single drop of dew resting on a flower petal or blade of grass. He admired the astonishing restriction capable of trapping someone inside an entire world contained within a tiny drop of dew. However, instead of relaxing, he became even more vigilant, knowing that restrictions within the Celestial Emperor Cave were designed not merely to imprison but also to kill. Remembering the Tattoo clan holy ancestor Chu Yao's description of Qing Lin as a ruthless person, he believed this restriction must conceal further deadly mechanisms. Wang Lin then recalled how Qing Lin's avatar had entered the yellow crystal inside his bag of holding before he entered the restriction. Although Chu Yao had seemed truthful, Wang Lin's 1,000 years of cultivation had taught him never to completely trust another person's words. Just as black and white mixed together produced gray, truth and falsehood often coexisted. Unless he personally verified something, he would only treat others' statements as references rather than facts. Regardless of whether Chu Yao's words were true, Wang Lin had at least learned something about Qing Lin's personality and concluded that he absolutely could not recklessly activate any restrictions inside the cave. Carefully maintaining the protective bubble, he continued descending until he finally reached the gray, hazy seabed. There he sat cross-legged to recover from his injuries while spreading his divine sense 100 feet around himself to monitor every surrounding change. 7 days passed peacefully. On the 8th day, Wang Lin opened his eyes with flames flickering within them. While resting on the quiet seabed, Wang Lin carefully reviewed everything that had happened since entering the Celestial Emperor Cave. He remembered how the unexpected vermilion bird awakening had shattered the bottle world and focused particularly on the scroll held by ancient demon Beilu, believing it to be the famous lonely desert smoke painting from the mountain and river painting. He regretted that the vermilion bird awakening had occurred at such a terrible time, as its power had spread across all 99 realms and exposed his identity to everyone, causing them to believe he belonged to the Four Divine Sect. Although Master Void had revealed nothing through his expression, Wang Lin sensed hidden danger in the man's gaze, like an invisible needle aimed directly at him. He also remembered the beautiful middle-aged woman, whose cultivation was only at the Nirvana cleanser stage. Yet despite her careful concealment, Wang Lin had still detected a trace of hostility. The young woman suspected to be the brilliant Void Saintess had shown similar hostility. Wang Lin realized that from this point onward he would have to act with extreme caution inside the Celestial Emperor Cave, as the vermilion bird awakening had greatly increased the danger surrounding him. Looking at the vermilion bird tattoo on his body, his expression became increasingly gloomy. His thoughts then shifted to Tashan. Wang Lin sighed, remembering that Tashan had originally been his celestial guard. Although their separation was unfortunate, he believed Tashan's encounter with the Tattoo clan holy ancestor had become a fortunate opportunity for him. Still, Wang Lin wondered where Tashan was now and whether he still remembered his former master. Thinking of Chu Yao, Wang Lin took out the green gas she had given him. He summoned the green gas into a floating sphere and sent a strand of his divine sense into it to carefully examine its contents. As he studied it, his expression alternated between surprise and confusion. After a long examination, he dispersed the green gas and finally understood its secrets. The green gas contained knowledge about the withered tattoo, a unique technique that normally only members of the Tattoo clan could create. Outsiders could only use it with the assistance of a Tattoo clan member. The withered tattoo possessed 4 primary functions: sealing, collapsing, escaping, and breaking. Wang Lin then took out an ancient yellow talisman covered in faded, complicated runes. He had originally obtained 2 such talismans in all heaven and had studied them for a long time without understanding their true nature. He had only once activated one during his battle against a member of the Yao family. After comparing it with the knowledge inside the green gas, Wang Lin finally realized that the mysterious talisman was actually a withered tattoo. Following the activation method he had just learned, he bit his finger, extracted a drop of blood, formed the appropriate hand seals, and infused the blood into the talisman. He then waited to discover its type. Moments later, The talisman suddenly trembled as a black whirlwind erupted from it, disturbing the surrounding sea. Within the whirlwind, the vague silhouette of a huge black bird with lightning-like eyes briefly appeared before disappearing together with the whirlwind. Wang Lin immediately recognized it as an already activated escape-type withered tattoo. To test its power, Wang Lin retrieved one of the giant swords he had obtained from the Slaughter Realm. Although he had destroyed more than 10 of the original 99 swords, many still remained. Without hesitation, he attached the escape-type withered tattoo onto one of the swords, formed another strange seal, and activated it. A whirlwind instantly enveloped the sword before it vanished from sight. Even Wang Lin could only perceive a blur as the sword disappeared and instantly reappeared 100 feet away. Although the distance was short, the incredible speed astonished him. The whirlwind faded, and the talisman's rune dimmed slightly after use. Wang Lin concluded that even at his maximum speed he would have difficulty matching such instantaneous movement. He estimated that the escape-type withered tattoo could rival the movement speed of a Nirvana Shatterer cultivator. Realizing that its power could become even more terrifying if combined with his spatial bending technique, Wang Lin's eyes shone with excitement. Wang Lin and everyone else were scattered when the celestial burial pool inside the Celestial Emperor cave shattered, each triggering different restrictions. One activated restriction contained an ancient jungle filled with enormous trees whose thick canopies blocked almost all sunlight, leaving only a few beams shining through. The forest floor was covered with endless layers of rotting leaves mixed with decaying beast bones, producing a nauseating stench, while the deeper regions became darker, wetter, and more oppressive. Hidden in its depths sat a man with a bare upper body, a blood-red tattoo on his forehead, and bloody beast heads surrounding him. The skin between each beast's eyebrows had been removed, exposing fresh flesh, while the harvested pieces of skin were stacked beside him and emitted a ghostly glow. After an unknown period, the man opened his eyes and reflected that although he had not completely absorbed his ancestor's holy tattoo, he had gained profound insight into the withered tattoo spell. Yet the memory of his former master still refused to fade. After sighing, he closed his eyes again. Meanwhile, deep beneath the ocean, Wang Lin withdrew the large sword, removed the withered tattoo, and stored it in his bag. He concluded that the withered tattoo had become another powerful means of saving his life. But its creation remained extremely mysterious. According to the green gas, the best material for crafting such tattoos was the skin between the eyebrows of fierce beasts. The stronger the beast, the more suitable the material and the greater the tattoo's power. Before removing the skin, a special spell had to gather the beast's soul and blood essence between its eyebrows. Wang Lin then took out the yellow crystal Qing Lin had given him. He carefully examined it, sensing terrifying fluctuations within, yet he did not dare probe it with his divine sense. If the mysterious person in the hall had truly been Qing Lin, Wang Lin could not understand why he had entrusted him with this crystal. He clearly remembered Qing Lin's crystal light avatar entering it, but no matter how carefully he observed it, there was no trace of that avatar, making him wonder if he had imagined the entire event. Trusting the instinct developed through more than 1,000 years of cultivation, Wang Lin felt that using his divine sense on the crystal would trigger something unpredictable and harmful. So he suppressed his curiosity and put it away. Deciding it was time to leave, Wang Lin rose through the ocean inside a protective bubble that forced the surrounding seawater aside. Although the sea was completely dark beneath the surface, it did not affect him. Just before reaching the surface, his expression changed as he sensed a spell descending toward him. He immediately shattered the bubble, creating a shockwave that surged upward and collided violently with the incoming attack, producing a thunderous explosion that even forced the surrounding seawater downward under tremendous pressure. Wang Lin remained beneath the surface instead of emerging immediately. Looking upward, he saw the sky covered with demonic energy resembling countless demonic dragons. At the center stood a figure hidden within the demonic aura, whose appearance was unclear but whose form suggested a woman. A voice filled with overwhelming hatred echoed across heaven and earth, shouting for Wang Lin to come out. The voice spread through the sea itself. Upon hearing it, Wang Lin immediately recognized it as Yao Shishui's. He sighed bitterly, recalling the complicated grudge between them. Back then, Yao Shishui had tried to use him first, and instead of killing her, Wang Lin had merely sealed her because of his limited cultivation and his fear of both the blood pill and her father. Blood Ancestor. Although Wang Lin had been Blood Ancestor's enemy, He admired him because everything Blood Ancestor had done was for his daughter. Wang Lin believed that if someone had harmed Wang Ping in the same way, he would also seek revenge, though he would first learn the truth. Blood Ancestor, however, had never cared about the circumstances. Believing Wang Lin had taken his daughter, he simply intended to kill him. Wang Lin knew that if he had possessed his current cultivation level back then, Blood Ancestor might have chosen another solution instead of relying solely on force. At that time, Wang Lin had even considered returning Yao Xishui and accepting responsibility for sealing her for hundreds of years, provided Blood Ancestor's demands were reasonable. However, Blood Ancestor had never given him the chance to explain, leading events to their present state. Despite everything, Wang Lin always distinguished gratitude from hatred, which was why he had promised Blood Ancestor another opportunity to meet Yao Xishui. After arriving in the demon spirit land, Wang Lin had expected he might encounter Yao Xishui, but because the woman before him was enveloped in demonic energy and completely different from the Yao Xishui he remembered, he had failed to recognize her at first. As he looked toward the figure in the sky, he sighed once more. Yao Xishui continued shouting that today they would settle everything from the past. Forming seals with both hands, she controlled the demonic energy, causing the demonic dragons in the sky to plunge toward the ocean. A violent storm erupted, monstrous waves rose, and the dragons drove the seawater apart as though a massive hole had opened in the sea. Wang Lin finally emerged from the ocean like a bolt of lightning and flew into the sky. When Wang Lin appeared, Yao Xishui stepped out of the demonic energy. Hatred filled her eyes. Her once beautiful face was now covered with countless scars, and her exposed skin was similarly disfigured. She had transformed from the cold, stunning beauty Wang Lin once knew into a woman whose appearance was almost unrecognizable. Looking at her, Wang Lin could only reveal another bitter expression, unable to reconcile the memory of the woman from the past with the scarred figure standing before him. As Wang Lin reflected on whether either of them had truly been right or wrong, remembering that Blood Ancestor's soul remained sealed by the celestial sealing stamp and that Yao Xishui had transformed herself in pursuit of revenge, a rare feeling of inner conflict appeared in his heart despite always acting according to his conscience. Yao Xishui declared that although she hated Wang Lin for sealing her for hundreds of years, she could overlook that because she had schemed against him first. However, she could never forgive him for her father's death. She admitted that she herself could not kill Wang Lin, but insisted that someone else could. Wang Lin remained silent and pondered her words. After cultivating for more than 1.300 years, Wang Lin's cultivation and understanding of the heavens had greatly deepened. Triggered by Yao Xishui, he began reflecting on the countless people he had killed throughout his life. Like when he once drank with Situ Nan, he questioned whether cultivation had truly been worth the price. He could no longer remember how many people had died by his hands. Killing had never brought him joy, it only left him exhausted. Yet in the cruel cultivation world, one either killed or was killed, and there was no escaping that fate. Yao Xishui accused Wang Lin of going far beyond punishing her. She admitted she had schemed against him and accepted being sealed for hundreds of years. But she believed that punishment had already repaid her crime. What she could never forgive was that Wang Lin had killed her father. Filled with hatred and tears, she declared that no child could forgive the murderer of their parent or care about right and wrong when revenge was involved. Wang Lin sighed. Although over 1,000 years of cultivation had hardened his heart, he still followed his own principles. If others did not offend him, he would not offend them. Yao Xishui had crossed his bottom line and deserved death, but he had spared her because of his concern about Blood Ancestor and the blood pill. Later, when Blood Ancestor attacked him, Wang Lin had been forced to fight for survival. If Blood Ancestor had lived, Wang Lin would have died. From his perspective, he had done nothing wrong. From Yao Xishui's perspective, after enduring centuries of imprisonment, their personal conflict had been settled. But her father's death demanded revenge. Neither side was truly wrong from their own point of view. Wang Lin realized that everything was the result of karma. If Yao Xishui had never plotted against him, or if he had never feared Blood Ancestor, none of these events would have happened. Once a karmic cause was created, it never disappeared but continued growing. He realized that he himself had become part of the original cause without understanding karma. Blood Ancestor's pursuit had not been the true karmic result but only another cause. The real effect was the impact on his own Tao heart. He understood that his karma domain remained incomplete because he had never truly comprehended karma. His previous belief that he only needed to resolve every karmic connection related to himself had been only partially correct. And this realization illuminated his understanding. Seeing Wang Lin remain silent only intensified Yao Shishui's hatred. She formed a seal and pressed between her eyebrows, declaring that she would sacrifice both her soul and flesh to avenge her father. Her hatred transformed into overwhelming hostility. The light in her eyes vanished and was replaced by cold demonic flames. She called upon the demon ancestor, offering her final trace of will and complete control of her body in exchange for Wang Lin's death. An immense demonic energy erupted from her body. Her fingernails became long and razor-sharp. Her hair grew to her feet and turned scarlet. And the scars on her face combined into a mysterious rune. The demonic aura spread across more than half the sky, carrying an icy chill that instantly froze the ocean, the sea, its waves, and even towering walls of water became solid ice. A cold voice answered, "As you wish." Yao Shishui had completely sacrificed herself to become the vessel of one of the 9 ancient demon spirits, the Wind Demon. Long ago, the ancient demon had been divided into 9 independent spirits. Some wished to reunite, while others preferred remaining separate. Bei Lu had already devoured 7 of them, restoring about 80% of his original cultivation, while the remaining 20% belonged to the Wind Demon. Unlike the others, the Wind Demon never intended to reunite. After countless failed attempts to merge with hosts, it chose Yao Shishui because her obsession with revenge against Wang Lin made her suitable. Instead of possessing her directly, the Wind Demon first passed its inheritance to her, then destroyed its own ancient demon body, reducing itself to unconscious demonic energy. By sacrificing its identity as an ancient demon spirit, it prevented Bei Lu from ever devouring it. Even Bei Lu had not expected this decision, and by the time he realized it, the Wind Demon had already destroyed itself. Yao Shishui inherited the Wind Demon's memories but could not immediately access them. During the centuries she absorbed demonic energy. The inheritance slowly matured. The Wind Demon gambled that her desire for revenge would eventually drive her to awaken all of the inherited memories. Even if she resisted, enough accumulated demonic energy would eventually force the memories to awaken automatically. The original Wind Demon was truly dead. Only its memories remained. Yao Shishui existed merely as a vessel for those memories. Once they fully awakened, all of Yao Shishui's own memories would be erased, leaving only the memories of the Wind Demon within her soul. She would become the new Wind Demon. Bei Lu was powerless to stop this because the ancient demon spirit he had wanted to absorb no longer existed, having abandoned its identity to become a demonic cultivator. As Yao Shishui's hatred activated the inheritance, her memories were rapidly consumed until only her overwhelming hatred toward Wang Lin remained. Even the Wind Demon's memories could not erase that hatred. The newly awakened Wind Demon stared coldly at Wang Lin and declared that it had no interest in Yao Shishui's personal grudge. Since Yao Shishui's existence had already been devoured, it claimed it had actually done Wang Lin a favor. It slowly retreated while absorbing the melting cold energy from the frozen sea. The Wind Demon remained extremely cautious because Wang Lin's aura made it feel great danger. It had only deceived Yao Shishui into surrendering everything, and its promise to kill Wang Lin had merely been a lie to prevent resistance during the final moments. Now that Yao Shishui had lost all value, it had no intention of fighting such a terrifying opponent. If Wang Lin had been weak, it might have fulfilled the request, but his cultivation far surpassed its own. It warned that they were inside one of the restrictions within the Celestial Emperor Cave, where triggering all restrictions would endanger both of them. Since they had no personal enmity, the Wind Demon chose to leave.